We're seeing a bunch of big things about Tesla, especially with some of the earnings, expectations, and vehicle deliveries for 2021. And it's been extremely impressive. And we're also going to have to talk a lot about 2022, which is this year, which we should be seeing several big factories being opened up, especially the ones that are making the Roadster, Cybertruck, the Semi, and possibly even future gigafactories and maybe even mega factories around the world. I think Tesla still has a lot of big products that they still haven't sold, especially like the Tesla Semi. It's recently only been selling in Canada and the United States, but can you imagine if the Tesla Semi goes to different areas around the world? A lot of people will start ordering them. But so far, we gotta talk about earnings because Tesla has released its fourth quarter earnings, and it's very impressive. And the full year vehicle production and delivery reports, it's incredible as well. And over the course of 2021, even though the pandemic was still kind of left behind, Tesla produced a really impressive number of 930,000 vehicles, and the full year deliveries were even crazier, with the automaker completing 936,000 vehicles that were sold off. And so far, even with the massive price hike, people are still buying Teslas. I remember the Model S were not this expensive. The Model X was not like over $100,000 a vehicle. And then back like several months ago, the Model 3s were selling for like 38, 39,000. Now they're selling for like 42, 43,000. The prices have skyrocketed dramatically. I mean, you can blame inflation, but still though, it shouldn't really go up that much. I mean, I saw some of the Model Ys go from like 51K to like 61K. It's really crazy to see this massive price hike. But even with the massive price hike, people are still willing to get the Teslas. According to the company's report, Tesla made around 25,000 Model S and Model X, and then a little over 900,000 vehicles of the Model 3, Model Y in 2021. And if you look at the vehicles delivered, it was closer to 25,000 vehicles delivered for the Model S and Model X, and then 911,000 for the 3 and the Y. And you clearly see that people really want to get the Model 3 and the Model Y. This is why they keep making these gigafactories around the world that just produce the 3 and the Y, since the S and the X people rarely do buy. It is a very expensive vehicle. I mean, if you want to get a Model S, Model X, it's like $90,000 to like $120,000. It's very, very pricey. Whereas the 3 and the Y only start between like $42,000 to like $65,000. It's a lot cheaper. And these numbers also prove the strength of the cheaper vehicles, which is also why Tesla is preparing to be launching the Model 2 in China very soon. This electric vehicle car that's only starting at $25,000, which is pretty cheap. And since the Model 3 has essentially become like a pretty luxurious vehicle starting at the 42K plus area, they probably need a cheaper vehicle to try to get more and more individuals into the electric car industry. Now let's look at the fourth quarter results. It's pretty amazing for this year. Tesla produced a total of 305 vehicles composed of 13,000 Model S and X, and then almost 300,000 vehicles of the Model 3 and Y. And the deliveries for quarter 4 of 2021 is a total of 308,000 vehicles, about 11,000 Model S and Model X, and almost 300,000 Model 3 and Model Ys. It's pretty amazing. If you check out other analysts, they were not expecting this big of a beat. Some analysts even expected that Tesla would not beat their estimate. FactSheet even said that they should be delivering 267,000 vehicles for quarter 4, but instead it exceeded their expectations and delivered way more, nearly 310,000 vehicles. And if you look at the full year of 2021, FactSheet also said that they should be delivering 897,000 vehicles, but instead Tesla delivered way more than that, about 15 to 20,000 more vehicles. It's pretty impressive. I think Tesla has a very successful 2020 year, even though there's huge chip shortages, lithium-ion battery shortages, and a supply chain crisis. The mere fact that they depended on several of their other partners around the world, and they actually produced this many vehicles in this short amount of time is very impressive. If you check out other car companies like Ford, Mercedes-Benz, BMW, they're all trying to pump out their own electric vehicle, but a lot of them, for example, Ford and Porsche, have only came out with 1 or 2 models at the very most, and they have barely sold any. Okay, the Ford Mustang Mach-E sold pretty well, sold out. Porsche Taycan, same exact thing. But a lot of these car companies are facing the same issues like chip shortages, supply chain crisis, and much, much more. And with this increasing competition from new EV makers, I highly doubt that these new EV makers could catch up in Tesla in a single year or even 5 years. Okay, Tesla is just so much more ahead with so many more factories, and their supply chain seems to be a lot more intact than the other guys out there. Remember, these shortages do hurt Tesla and they do hurt the competitors. But as long as Tesla hurts the least and produces the most amount of cars compared to everyone else, they are balling. Making electric vehicles may sound easy, but it's very difficult, especially making the cars, the new technology, the batteries, securing the lithium ion, the nickel, the cobalt, making, hiring people. It's very difficult. This is why so many startup companies in the electric industry, like Faraday, you also got Rivian and Workhorse, they just can't finish the factory. It's just too difficult. But nevertheless, we also will talk about the Model 3. It's Europe's best-selling EV, and 2021 has been really great. And Model 3, it's undoubtedly like Europe's best EV. People love it. It's Tesla's first mass-produced vehicle. It looks good. It's fast. It's environmentally friendly. And so far, people have been saying 11 countries in Europe, and including the UK, Model 3 is the most popular EV in the market. Tesla has sold roughly 93,000 units of the Model 3 in Spain, Denmark, France, Netherlands, and Switzerland. We also have other countries like Finland, Germany, Great Britain. They all love the Model 3. We also have several other EV companies in there. For example, Volkswagen, Volvo, they're all making their own EVs, but they aren't selling as much as Tesla. In fact, if you add in all the other EV companies in Europe together, they are equal to about what Tesla sells. The Model 3 is Tesla's best product. And since there's such high demand, and even though Tesla has raised the price so much, people are still buying it. So if you guys haven't gotten a Model 3 yet, might as well get it now. I have a feeling that there probably will be sending in another $2,000 to $3,000 price hike for the Model 3. I wouldn't even be surprised if they hiked it from $42K to $45K and then even increase the price of the upgraded wheels and also the colors inside, because so many people want to buy it. Supply and demand, economics 101. If so many people want it, might as well start jacking up the price. Tesla could only produce that many cars in X amount of time. I actually called some of the Tesla representatives about the supply chain issues and stuff like that. They said if you want to order a Model 3, you're going to have to wait like 6 months. It's a very, very long time. And same exact thing with the Model Y. Model S, Model X, they're a little bit faster since not a lot of people order them, but you get the idea. It's a very popular vehicle, and the resale market for Teslas is crazy. Like, there are guys out there who buy the Teslas at $61K and they resell it for $67K because they're like, if you buy it now, you don't have to wait 6 months. So it's like a car where it actually appreciates in value, which is pretty wild if you ask me. But so far, I think Tesla is in a really good phase here. And I think with so much money being made, I think it could easily take on its competition for 2022. And since there's so many other big products coming like Tesla Bot, the new software updates, Tesla is leaps ahead. And I don't really think other companies could catch up for 2022. Maybe in the next 4 to 5 years, but even then, I think Tesla might pull some really crazy stunts and wow the world with some brand new product once again. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy New Year's.